Hello guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chad here again with another KOF All-Star video. And today the video is a little bit different from my usual videos because today I just want to talk about the problem with KOF All-Star. What I think is the biggest problem in this game and why I think that Netmarble needs to do something about this because the game is becoming less and less fun, let's be honest. So let's just look through what do I mean about this. So as you guys know, I am not a big PvP fan. I don't like PvP because the net code on mobile games is garbage. It's always garbage, and PvP is never good unless it's turn-based, and even then on a gacha game you will always have some kind of power creep, and unless you have the latest bestest character maxed out, you're not really going to compete well against the other people. So you're just gonna get blown out unless you're spending money on the game, right? So it's not really fair. It's never fair. It's never good. So I don't like games where the PvP is not fair. I don't like the PvP like that. I prefer fighting games where it's more or less fair. The characters are more or less balanced, right? There's no extreme disparity between characters. So I don't like that. I don't play that. The only thing that I play in this game is the PvE content, and I do play the PvAI, right, for the rubies, but that's it, right? So the PvE content is what I'm going to talk about in this video. So if you want to talk about the problem with PvP, that's you should go to another content creator. It's not me. I'm not going to explain that. So with that disclaimer out of the way, let's talk about the problem with PvE. The problem with PvE in this game is that there is no decently hard game mode where you can use 99% of the characters in the game. What do I mean? So let's go into PvE here. This is the PvE stat. So let's see what we got, right? If we go here first, these dungeons, they're really easy. None of them are are that hard. Most of them, the hardest one is this one, right? The card one, the last one here is pretty hard to do on auto. Your team is going to just die, and you need decently high awakened characters here because you need around 48k power there, and as you can see, it's kind of high, right? It's pretty high. You need, I think, awakening 2, something like that, to be able to get that. So that is definitely the hardest mode here. The rest is fairly easy. There's no everything else is really easy. So there's no really need to have a certain characters here, right? The only one where you even need the iota of strategy is the gold one, where you need a good gold team. But even then, you just have to pretty much just Google once, go on the Reddit, or you can go on the Discord for KOF All-Star, and you can find some gold teams there that can fit you, and that's it. Other than that, there's nothing else. We go into this tab here, and we see these game modes. Now, these game modes, for the first one here, is the best game mode in this tab, and that is the Shizuru one. Why do I think the Shizuru one is the best game mode? Because there's some kind of strategy. There's some kind of gimmick that this enemy has that requires you to do something more than just bring the latest, most OP character and just steamroll it. You have to have a character with some kind of I believe it's shock or frost damage, right? And if you don't have a character like that, you can use a card that uses frost or shock damage, that does frost or shock damage on crits or randomly try and beat this. And you can even use strikers that either increase the amount of shock or frost damage that you do, or does frost or shock damage to help you beat this boss. So there's a little bit of strategy here, and there's a little bit of things that you have to think about to build your team. So, and also the most OP characters, like Mai for example right now, I can pick Mai, but I can't beat this stage with just Mai. I would have to put the Shanfei option card on her, and then I will be able to beat this pretty easily. But still, it's not just I pick whatever strongest character there is and then I just jump into this and I can just do it easily. The rest, that's pretty much what you have to do. You want to beat this guy. This one is fairly easy, right? So I don't even want to talk about that. But for example, you want to come in here and you want to beat the elemental blue here. The only way you're beating this guy is if you're coming with the strongest characters. You want Delens, you want Nameless, you want Athena, you want Orochi, right? You want these characters, you want Omega Rugal, you want these characters that just do so much damage, and you won't just want the latest character. The earlier characters, for example, if I come into here and I want to do this, let's say with Vanessa, she can't do it. She just can't. She won't be useful here because she does not have invincibility. It's too hard for her. She get hit, she gets tagged once, twice, she's dead. She's completely dead, even though she's a festival character. So let's say you're a Vanessa fan, you want to use Vanessa, and this is a stage where Vanessa could be useful because she's purple and the boss is blue, so she has tap advantage. But you come in here, there's no way you're always going to dodge this boss. The punches that he does, the attacks that he does, they track you. Not only do they track you, they're very fast and they cover a lot of ground. So it's almost impossible to be able to dodge. It's impossible to be able to judge everything that is going to throw at you. You're going to get tagged, and when you get tagged, you can't tank anything. You're going to die. Even if, let's say, I take someone else. Let's go to my purple characters here. I take someone else who's a little bit stronger, right? Let's say I'm really a fan of Kim, so I take Pretty Kim in here, and then I have her there. She's not gonna have enough damage to do this, so she's useless. Or I want Kula, same problem, not enough damage, right? And as you can see, you just can't really use certain characters. And even if you want to use, let's say, Ignis, he has damage, yes, but he's going to die because he gets tagged once, he gets hit once, he's dead. He doesn't have invincibility. So you're limited to these most OP characters, which is like the 1% of the game. The rest of the characters are completely useless here, and that is the problem I want to. I'm getting at with this game. Let's go into the TCQ here, or TCC here. Same issue here. The problem is you can't use mid-range, mid-level characters. I tried doing this with the team that you see above there. I tried to get all the stacks against this boss here. I couldn't. It was impossible for me. I could not do it, and of course my Rio is only 1 star, so I can't give him PG game stones. But even then, you have characters here. You have the same type of characters that are useful. You want characters that beat PG fast. You want characters that have long 3 PGs, and you want characters that do a lot of damage. And this is also just like the 1% of the game. There's not a lot of characters that do these things. And on top of that, you need characters that have certain dot damage, you need characters that have shock explosions and stuff like that. these characters, there's so little of them in the game, and so much of the game is tailored to cater to this 1% of the most OP characters in the game. So if you're a new player, for example, if you're a new player and you're starting the game and you want to get some rewards here, let's say you get your first character awakened and you just want to get some stones on your first character, because you don't want to waste your hammers on useless silver stones. Like the first 2 slots for silver stone, the square one and the circle one, they are completely useless. You don't want to use those. You don't want to spend a single stone on those. So what do? You have no option really. How are you going to get stones? You can't get stones from this game mode, because you're probably not gonna have the right characters with the right dot, with the right not only they have the right, they need to have the right dot, they need to have the right damage, they need to have the PG gain, they need to have a 3 PG that is long, they need to have a core either a 3 PG or a core finisher that is long, they need to have a good leader skill, they need to fit in with other characters that are also powerful in one team under one leader skill, and all of a sudden you realize that these requirements are just not really realistic for most of the player base. And it's just, I find myself using the same characters over and over and over and over. I cannot honestly tell you when the last time when was the last time I used Ignis. I haven't used Ignis in a long time because he's useless to me. He has nothing that I need. He doesn't have his PG game is not that impressive. He does not have a long core finisher. He does not have a long 3 PG. His damage is good, but it's negligible because there are other people that do more damage than him with better PG gain and better core finisher and 3 PGs. So he's just useless. What, do I need his shock? No, I don't need his shock because I can go with another character that has shock. So he's just completely useless. I haven't used him in centuries. This Pretty Kim, for example, here, I've never used Pretty Kim. I have literally never used this character ever. Since I got her, I have never used her. She is completely useless in PVE for me. So imagine you're a new player, your only purple fast character that you have a memory for is Pretty Kim. What do you do in PvE? You don't have options, you can't do much. And it sucks because you're stuck with this character. You don't wanna rank up the character because you know that the character is eventually going to be useless, or the character is already useless most of the time. It's not gonna get you good scores on guild raids. It's not gonna help you in TCC. What do you do with the character? So that is my issue with the game. It's just all of the end game stuff is made for the most overpowered characters, and you have all of these mid-range characters, mid-high characters that are just completely overshadowed, have absolutely no use, and you can't really do anything with them. You're just stuck with like watching your favorite characters just rot in your box. Like there's a lot of characters that I love, a lot of characters that I really love. For example, I have a character here. Let's see, Mature is one of my favorite characters. Yet I don't even have her to level 9 because I don't have use for her. Where am I going to use her? Nowhere. Well, I don't need her. I'd rather spend my resources on the characters that are OP so that I can clear stuff easier. So it's just this thing. I just need something more, some kind of PVE content, more PVE content that is tailored for that is hard, right? It's challenging, but is somewhat tailored for characters that are mid-range, right? The old TCQ was good for this because you had the cost limitations, and that means that you could use that meant that on this one you couldn't use any fast characters. So that meant that the characters like Athena, Kazuya, and this Orochi, I haven't used them in a century, were so useful because of this. Because you can't use fast characters here, so you have to go with other type of characters. And here you had useful bronze characters, man. I can't tell you how fun it was to find the strategy where you could use Joe, Takuma, and Heavy D in one team and just destroy this boss. It was just so fun to find that out and just play with these characters that you never play with. You have them in your box, but you never play with them, right? And I just need something like this. Please introduce more game modes that have some kind of cost, either like cost limitation or something, some kind of limitation to just push out the most OP characters from the side so that people can actually use their favorites there, right? So yeah, that is like my gripe with this game, and I don't know if you guys think the same with me. If you agree with me, let me know in the comment. If you disagree with me, let me know as well. And also, if you have other issues with the game, let me know in the comments. We can have a discussion about this, as well as if you have other solutions for this problem that I brought up, let me know about it. Also, one last thing before I forget, Epic Quest is good. Well, Epic Quest is really good because it implements these bosses have gimmicks that allows you to use other characters to beat them. For example, here on the Orochi one, Yuri 98 is really good here. So you can use Yuri 98 here to beat this stage. If you're a new player, she might even be better than maybe your unawakened SS Athena. She's better than your unawakened SS Athena on this game mode specifically. So in that sense, I like Epic Quest a lot, and I also like the old TCQ, the TCQ, and not the new like TCC. So I hope that they introduce more Epic Quest, and I hope that they introduce more game modes that restrict cost, like they restrict fast characters, they restrict these OP characters, maybe restricted to like only KOF, original title characters, like from 94 to 14, or from 94 to 15, right? Something like that. Or they reduce it, you can only use female characters here, or you can only use male characters here, you can only use this type of character or something like that. Just try to limit people so that they don't use the same 3 characters all the time, everywhere, and it's so fucking boring, and there's no reason why you shouldn't just use your SS, BS, and Epic Quest. Like literally in this game, you can do everything, almost everything, with SS, BS, and Epic 7 characters. You don't need any more characters, you don't need anything else. You can just power through everything with those 3 categories of characters. So it's really, really boring, it's really monotone, it's really, like, even when I see people, other YouTubers, or the KOF also YouTubers make YouTube videos, it's always the same character. They always use the same characters, and it's just so boring. It's like, my god. And you understand them. It's not like, I'm not talking trash about those guys. It's like, you understand there's no incentive. There is absolutely no incentive to use anyone else. Why would you use Chris, Halloween Chris, when you have Delans? why would you use him? Even against blue characters, even if the boss is blue, why would you use Chris when you have Delens and Athena? You can think, oh, maybe you can use Chris as a leader, but why wouldn't you use Athena if you have Athena? Anyways, I don't want to continue going on this rant. I've said pretty much everything that I had to say there. Right now, I'm just regurgitating the same thing. And let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And well, there won't be a lot of videos like this, but yeah. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Good luck. Let me know.